asking you all to leave. I am asking you to leave. Yes, it is my school.
A video of Congressman Bob Good has created some traction after showing him getting kicked out of a pro-Trump event in Farmville. We'll have more from the primary battle with him and John McGuire.
Plus, the Board of Supervisors presenting hundreds of millions of dollars to the Albemarle County Executive as a proposal to the 2025 fiscal year. What it's going to be used for? More details.
And disturbing new details emerging from the child sex abuse investigation involving a Ruckersville pastor. We have the latest. It's 10 o'clock. Time for your Fox Virginia News.
Now, Fox Virginia News at 10.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Alexia Williams.
And I'm Ashley Brooks. We're going to come back to those stories in just a moment, but first, here's Travis with the Fast Cast.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
We managed another sunny day across central Virginia. In fact, temperatures this afternoon were spot on with what we had yesterday afternoon, lower to middle 50s. And now we're easing in as clouds are slowly thickening in the skies in central Virginia. 39 degrees in Charlottesville right now. Lake Monticello's at 38, 29 in Standardsville, Orange at 32 in Culpeper, and 33 degrees in Scottsville. Those clouds are coming. They'll keep building during the evening and overnight hours. However, I expect we will stay dry. So, skywise, we'll call it partly cloudy. I am going to allow for some breaks in the clouds now and again. Not going to become totally overcast tonight. Because of those breaks in clouds, we're not going to be as chilly. Low temperatures around the freezing mark. And then for tomorrow, I'm expecting to be mostly cloudy across central Virginia. However, despite the clouds, it's going to be a lot warmer as our high temperatures push the 60-degree mark. Clouds will eventually produce some rain. I'll tell you when in just a couple minutes.
All right, sounds good, Travis. Thank you. Our top story tonight, an update to the Greene County Victory Church arrest of its lead pastor on child sex crimes. We learned that the victim says that he assaulted her twice, and the second time, she says, was even worse.
We have the new and shocking details on the case against Rodney Locklear. Fox Virginia's Felicity Taylor has the exclusive story.
This criminal complaint details the day of May 5th, 2023, and what a 14-year-old girl says Pastor Rodney Locklear did to her at Victory Church's Cinco de Mayo party. The girl says while she was at the event, she and some friends went to Locklear's home. She said she found herself alone in the kitchen with Locklear, and he pushed her against the counter and started feeling under her clothes. She says she repeatedly told him no when he tried to take off her clothes. She says it stopped only when other kids came downstairs. Later in the day, back at the church, the girl says she was in the bathroom. That's when Locklear shut and locked the doors to the church and tried to get in the bathroom. She said he was pulling on the door. When the girl tried to leave, she says Locklear cornered her, pushed her against a wall, and touched her like he had done earlier in the day. She says when she told him no again, he started masturbating and touching her with his penis. She says he asked her to perform oral sex on him, and she continued to say no. According to court documents, after Locklear ejaculated, the victim says he then let her leave the church. The Greene County Sheriff's Office arrested Locklear on February 1st. The 47-year-old is charged with abduction with intent to defile and 2 counts of aggravated sexual battery of someone aged 13 to 14. He's being held without bond. Investigators are asking parents to talk to their kids and find out if they had ever attended any events at Victory Church. Again, this incident happened back in May, but the girl didn't come forward until the end of January. Felicity Taylor, Fox Virginia News.
The pedestrian connected to the fatal crash in Albemarle County has been identified. Police say 59-year-old Charles Russell Gray of Charlottesville died at the hospital rather. It happened around 7 o'clock last night on Route 29 near Hydraulic Road. That road was closed for over an hour during the investigation. The crash is still under investigation tonight.
Today, the Albemarle County Executive presented to the Board of Supervisors his nearly $630 million budget proposal for the fiscal year 2025.
It supports county schools, safety, customer service, and its residents' quality of life. Our Fox Virginia's Garrett Witten is here to explain. Hi, Garrett.
Alexia and Ashley, the county says it's focused on building momentum where it counts. It's doing so by transforming how programs and services are delivered to a growing community. FY25 is the second year of a 5-year strategic plan.
We've had a great year, a lot of investment, a lot of growth, and we're really reaping the benefit.
Albemarle County exiting the first year of its strategic plan and entering the next with a new budget.
As we go into year two, we're calling that our momentum year. Year two of a 5-year strategic plan. We think that we've got good investments in key areas in order to be able to affect our quality of life in Albemarle County.
On Wednesday, Jeff Richardson, the Albemarle County executive, presented the Board of Supervisors his budget proposal for fiscal year 2025. The total budget, $629 million.
We align our capacity in each of our budgets to the 6 strategic goals. We're trying to make a difference with those goals.
Those goals include the safety, well-being, and quality of life for its residents, remaining resilient, equitable, and engaged, and improving infrastructure.
We're going to invest in new schools and renovating schools in our public school system. We're going to make continued investment in public transit. We're going to make continued investment with our partnership with VDOT to look at infrastructure, necessary transportation infrastructure in our community. We're also going to prepare to open our new modern court set in fiscal year 2025.
Richardson hopes it can all be done using the proposed balanced budget based on the county's current tax rate. This means with the increase in property value, people will need to pay more. Richardson says the county's big economic drivers have helped boost revenue.
The University of Virginia, they have a big economic impact in this community. Behind the university, we also look at Department of Defense and that footprint in our community.
The Board of Supervisors will now review the recommended budget over 5 to 6 budget work sessions in which they can ask questions and make adjustments. In the studio, Garrett Witten, Fox Virginia News.
All right, Garrett, thank you for that report right there. Well, we have an updated story on the delivery driver accused of stealing a dog from a Greene County front yard. That person has skipped out on their court date this morning. Holly Clements of Waynesboro is facing felony charges for stealing Luli, the Jack Russell Terrier, from the family's front yard in that video that you're watching right there. The family's camera caught the whole thing on video. Now, Clements was due in court for an arraignment this morning, but didn't show up. A letter from her lawyer was submitted to the court, but didn't say anything about Clements' attendance. The court has set a preliminary hearing for April. The GOP primary race for 5th Congressional District is getting heated, so much so that incumbent Congressman Bob Good is now seen on video being thrown out of a pro-Trump event in Farmville.
Good says he was invited, but the owner of the Trump storefront says he wasn't and escorted him out of the store. That video is starting to make the rounds on social media, even on the national level. Even with political leaders. Marjorie Taylor Greene taking to Twitter saying, quote, Bob Good betrayed President Trump and Good's primary opponent, State Senator John McGuire. McGuire says he's proud to have Greene's endorsement, saying, quote, fake MAGA, never Trump or traitor, Bob Good. Our Fox Virginia's Gretchen Stanger asks political experts what this kind of tough talk means for the upcoming primaries.
Seriously, stop this. This is embarrassing.
Video circulating on social media shows 5th District Representative Bob Good getting kicked out of a pro-Trump event in Farmville on Saturday. A woman who identifies herself as the owner can be heard telling the U.S. congressman he isn't invited.
So I'm asking you all to leave. I am asking you to leave. Yes, it is my store. I have rented the store.
The video being pushed out by Good's opponent, State Senator John McGuire. Political experts say this kind of intra-party attack was not expected, but something changed in May of last year.
Congressman Good seemed to lose a lot of his credibility with the Trump people when he endorsed DeSantis.
J. Miles Coleman with UVA Center for Politics says people might forget all about this seemingly political rejection when primaries roll around in June.
So what I'm saying right now, this is not the 5th District. This is my private shop, and you all are trespassing.
This probably isn't the type of press that he would want, considering he is in a very he's in a competitive nomination contest with Senator McGuire.
Coleman says a primary election is new territory for Good, and he might face a few learning curves.
Even though Congressman Good has been in office for a few terms now, this is the first time where he'll actually have a primary instead of a convention.
Now, Good's team sent us a statement saying that it was clear that the event that he says that he was invited to was actually a McGuire campaign event, quote, masquerading as a Trump event to get people to sign McGuire's petitions. McGuire and Good face off in the Republican primary on June 18th.
Bennett's Village is closer than ever to becoming a reality. This week, the nonprofit announced it has met the Perry Foundation's challenge to raise $100,000. The Perry Foundation awarded the nonprofit a matching grant back in November. With this, Bennett's Village has now raised over $500,000. Construction is expected to begin in the spring.
Coming up, the University of Alabama Health System is pausing IVF treatments following the Alabama Supreme Court ruling.
The court ruled that frozen embryos are considered children. We'll tell you more on the implications in Alabama and across the country this could have after your local weather authority forecast. Travis.
And there will be a little rain to close the work week. I'll tell you how much rain will fall. I'm also going to tell you about a big warm-up coming next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right after this.
And now, your CBS 19 Weather Authority forecast from the Bright Star Care Charlottesville Weather Center.
Today's JES Skyline Network cam time lapse comes from Centera Martha Jefferson Hospital in Pantops. Lots of sunshine, but wait until about 5-6 o'clock and you'll see some clouds approaching the camera in the distance. And yep, they're bringing some friends, but not until later tonight. Those clouds barely showing up on HD satellite. I do expect some holes in the clouds overnight. Really won't be until after sunrise tomorrow that we become totally overcast. Because of the clouds tonight, we're not going to be as chilly. Most of us will end up around the freezing mark, but even with the lack of sunshine tomorrow, we're going to end up warmer than today. Meteorology is a funny thing sometimes. 39 degrees outside of Ryder Road Studio, 41 at Show, Carter Mountain at elevation, 40 degrees. Winds calm, if not light, no measurable rain or snow since midnight this morning. Look at how much warmer it is to our west. The current pattern right now really keeping that colder air wedged along the eastern seaboard. But that warmer air in due time will be pushed eastward, and next week we'll have a very spring-like feel to it. In fact, I've already seen some daffodils popping out of the ground around Charlottesville. Maybe you've noticed the same. Something else that comes along with the flowers? Pollen season. You know it's coming, friends, whether you like it or not. Come about March 1st or so, things are going to get rough. Temperatures a few degrees warmer than this time last night. Here come the clouds and just a couple of low pressure systems. They're weak in terms of moisture, but we thicken the clouds. We're going to be dry for the daylight hours on Thursday, but then Thursday night into Friday morning as the fronts roll through, we get scattered showers. So again, no umbrellas needed from 9 to 5 on Thursday, but your skies mostly, if not totally cloudy, 51 degrees at noon time and 59 degrees at 4 p.m. Futurecast and I time out the showers around midnight Friday morning, and we'll have them intermittent through about 7 or 8 a.m. Some places could even see a couple showers as late as noontime, but then you get some sunshine for the afternoon. Sunshine for the weekend? Not quite. Clouds come back to mix with sunshine for the day on Saturday. Saturday will be your coolest day the next 7. We'll struggle to get out of the 40s. That's a short-term deal because we're back in the 50s on Sunday, and then 60s and 70s next week. Rainfall totals? Yeah, not impressive. Most places less than 1/10 of an inch between now and late Friday night. So tonight, partly cloudy, lows around freezing, a high of 60 on Thursday under mostly cloudy skies, 58 in Crozet, 61 in Orange, 62 in Dillwyn. Cardinal Home Center extended forecast. You got temperatures in the upper 40s as you go into Saturday, 54 on Sunday. Then the warm-up really cranks on Monday, Tuesday, mid to upper 60s. A couple showers Tuesday afternoon with 70 degrees, 70 next Wednesday.
I'm loving it. I know that there's some people out there that are, wanting the cold to stay around, but yeah. I love springtime.
I love springtime too.
Quick reminder though, the sooner we get into the warmth, the sooner the pollen gets here.
Okay, true.
I'll leave you with that. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, I'm down for like a week and a half with sniffles.
Yeah.
So
good. All right,
yikes.
Travis, thank you for that.
Across the nation now, real-life consequences are unfolding after the Alabama Supreme Court ruled that frozen embryos are considered children and therefore protected under the state's Wrongful Death of a Minor Act.
The court's unprecedented decision has led one of the 5 fertility clinics in the state to pause IVF treatments. Emily Schmidt has more on what that means for patients and providers.
The Alabama Supreme Court's ruling that frozen embryos are children is sending shockwaves through the state and the nation, leaving people trying to become parents through infertility treatments anxious and in limbo.
We had paid our clinic in full. We had purchased all of our medication.
Gabrielle Goydell and her husband spent more than $20,000 on in vitro fertilization treatments after 3 miscarriages.
And to be told that there was a possibility that we would have to stop this in the middle of one of the most important parts of it is really terrifying.
The Supreme Court's ruling came down on Friday in response to lawsuits filed by 3 couples whose embryos were accidentally destroyed. The court finding that frozen embryos are children and anyone who destroys them can be held liable for wrongful death. Critics, including the White House, warned of broader implications.
This is exactly the type of chaos that we expected when the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
Wednesday, the University of Alabama at Birmingham Health System announced it had paused in vitro fertilization, saying they're saddened but must evaluate the potential that our patients and our physicians could be prosecuted criminally or face punitive damages.
The UAB is the first system to stop. I don't think it's going to be the last.
Goydell, who's not a patient at the UAB clinic, says she's continuing her treatments as long as her clinic allows.
I've already been so poked and prodded with the IVF process, and now I feel like there's somebody else who's coming into my personal life.
Goydell says if she ends up with extra embryos, she hopes to move them out of Alabama. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Welcome to Take a Lap. This is our new segment all about getting to know UVA student athletes. So who other than a UVA student athlete, Kate Miller, here to join me on our very first one. Kate, this is very simple. All we're doing here is we're going to take a lap across the field. You just finished practice and we're going to get to know you a little bit better. So we have a new season coming up, new head coach. What was your first impression of your new head coach now?
Oh my gosh. Well, my first impression was probably that she's Australian. She's from Australia. Yep, she's got the accent. But besides that, it was just excitement. You know, it's awesome to have a new young coach coming into the program. So it was just excitement to get started.
Yeah, and so you are a 3rd year now.
Yeah.
So you are kind of one of the leaders on the team. What has it been like kind of stepping up into that leadership position?
It's been awesome. You know, there's been so many great girls above me that I've played with. So I've had big shoes to fill, but I've had lots of leadership to look up to. So it's been a great opportunity.
Yeah, we're starting the season now. We got some games going. What is your go-to pregame meal?
Oh, might be controversial, but I'm gonna go with Chick-fil-A pregame.
That is controversial. That's actually very controversial, but whatever, you kill it on the field, so we'll take your word for it. What are you listening to in the locker room beforehand to get you pumped up?
We listen to a lot of EDM music, a lot of good throwbacks, sing-alongs, you know, the type of stuff that can get everyone up and moving.
Who is the funniest person on the team?
I'm gonna go Morgan Schwab.
Morgan Schwab, good answer. Okay, and so let's imagine we're playing Hunger Games. Who's gonna win it all, and who is gonna get out in the first 5 minutes?
Winning it all, I'm going Kiki Shaw. She's super tough. Out in the first 5 minutes, I'm gonna go Maggie Bostaine because she's super clumsy.
Humble answer for you to not say yourself. I think Kate would make a run at it too.
I don't know. We'd see.
Well, that is Take a Lap. Thank you so much, Kate. And
Thank
we will
you.
see you back here next Wednesday.
Fox means business. Inflation might be cooling, but most of you are probably tired of still racking up high grocery bills.
The latest numbers show food prices went up again last month, and they're unlikely to come down anytime soon. Fox News correspondent Rebecca Castor reports.
Well, prices have come down at the gas pump, open houses, and airports. One place you might find yourself still shelling out cash is the grocery store.
It's pretty expensive.
Fruit is expensive.
I paid almost $14 for this. I spent so much money last year. Me and my roommate, we just go out to eat all the time. That was my goal, to not eat out.
But whether you eat out or at home, the average American is actually spending more on food than they have in the last 30 years, with food prices up 25% since 2019.
As prices rise, you're willing to pay a little more. Everybody gets used to that new number, and I think that's what happens.
And if you think you'll catch a break by ordering fast food instead, think again. Those prices jumped nearly 6% in January.
I'm about to start meal prepping. This is ridiculous.
With the economy a top concern for voters, President Biden has made tackling high prices a key part of his re-election campaign, even calling out companies during the Super Bowl for shrinkflation.
Sports drinks bottles are smaller. A bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much. The American public is tired of being played for suckers. I'm calling on companies to put a stop to this.
But his Republican challengers say Bidenomics is to blame.
Biden has crippled families with years of inflation.
60% of Americans are now struggling to pay for their groceries.
Last week, Democrat lawmakers reintroduced the Price Gouging Prevention Act to hold grocery store chains and other corporations accountable for unfair price hikes. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
McDonald's is officially branching out into the beauty industry. You heard me right. The fast food chain announced yesterday that it's releasing a McDonald's-themed nail polish set in collaboration with the beauty company Nails Incorporated. The set includes a nail polish duo, a mini nail polish duo, an artificial nail set, and gold hearts topped polish. Wow. The set and all individual items will be available in March on Amazon, the Nails Incorporated website, and at Target. Never thought I would say that. Wow.
I just know it's going to be popular, too. Well, Hollywood Nation now, Beyonce drops a surprise for beauticians as well. A first look at Lindsay Lohan's new rom-com and more.
Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with all of the latest in Hollywood Nation.
I wish I was marrying Paul Kennedy.
Lohan makes a wish. Slate opens up about motherhood, and Beyonce gives back in the Hollywood Nation. Beyonce is showing her support for beauticians with a new scholarship program. The global superstar released her hair care line, Sacred, Thursday, and announced the company and her charity foundation, Be Good, will award $500,000 annually to pay for cosmetology scholarships and salon business grants in 5 different cities. Atlanta, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, and New Jersey were chosen this year based on their diverse community of hairstylists. Jenny Slate has a new book. The New York Times bestselling author and actor will share her journey through motherhood in her second collection of essays titled Life Form. It will be released October 22nd.
I am not the one who's getting married. She is.
Lindsay Lohan swaps lives in today's First Looks. The Netflix rom-com Irish Wish stars Lohan as a bridesmaid attending her best friend's wedding in Ireland, who is engaged to the love of her life. But on the day of the ceremony, she wakes up as the bride-to-be after making a wish for true love. The film starts streaming March 15th.
I'm not sure this is supposed to be my life.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, Beyonce tops the charts again, this time Billboard's Hot Country Songs for the first time, becoming the first black woman to do so. Billboard says Beyonce's chart entries, Texas Hold'em, gained 19.2 million streams, earning her the #1 spot. Meanwhile, 16 Carriages landed at number 9 with 10.3 million streams. The 2 singles were released on February 11th. The Mother of the Beehive has now held the #1 spot in 7 different categories on the Billboard charts. Beyonce's latest project, Act 2, leaves the bee's nest on March 12th.
Well, University of Iowa point guard Caitlin Clark is cashing in. Apparel bearing Clark's name has become a top seller at the online retailer Fanatics, and a spokesperson said that the company has sold more of Clark's merchandise than any other college athlete. The Iowa Star has become an economic powerhouse, putting a spotlight on the multi-million-dollar earning potential of some athletes in a new era of profitability for college sports.
The 22-year-old has signed deals with Gatorade, Nike, State Farm, and others. Those partnerships are estimated at about $818,000. This comes after a 2021 Supreme Court ruling allowing college athletes to start making money off of their personal brands.
She's incredible talent. If you've never watched her play, amazing. Temperatures around 60 on Thursday. Showers early Friday morning, I think from about midnight Friday until noontime. Less than 1/10 of an inch in most places, and some might be totally dry. Cooler for Saturday with a high 48, mid-50s on Sunday, and then they'll warm up. 60s for Monday and Tuesday with a couple of Tuesday afternoon showers, followed by a partly cloudy day on Wednesday with highs around 70. Next Thursday, maybe some thunder boomers here and there, but we'll tackle that in the days ahead.
All right, thank you so much for that, Travis, and thank you all so much for watching your Fox Virginia News at 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow.